Hello and welcome back to the Niche Football Podcast, hosted by me, Cavan Campbell. The aim of this podcast is to focus on the more unique stories in football, the ones you may not have heard of. The podcast will run alongside nichefootballjournalism.co.uk in bringing you interesting stories from around the world, a more narrative and storytelling format than your usual football podcast, and one that aims to tell a unique story every episode. That's not to say we won't have special guests. We have some more coming up soon, so keep your eyes out for the future. This story, we're off to the continent of Africa and an academy that produces some footballers you know, and often more footballers than you think. So we go to Ghana, and when thinking of Ghanaian football, more than likely the thought of the 2010 World Cup in South Africa springs to mind. The excitement they brought, the joyous fans, and unfortunately, the agonising penalty miss by Asamoah Gyan in the quarter-final against Luis Suarez's Uruguay. Since that fateful day, the trend on the national team has been on a downward trajectory. They have managed to qualify for the next World Cup, but not convincingly. Somewhat surprisingly, Ghana deserve a lot of praise for bringing so much talent into the football sphere, though. Specifically, the Right to Dream Academy. In the eastern region of the nation, why is this academy so important though? And why are we talking about it? Unknown to many, the Right to Dream is growing, and the players produced from their system is only growing larger as well across Africa and now Europe and the rest of the world. Founded in 1999 by Tom Vernon, the RTD is a global network of youth football. The focus is to nurture talent from underprivileged areas, not only coaching football, but also giving an education to students with the goal of improving them as a player and as a person. Tom Vernon has a unique story himself, actually. He was, in fact, Manchester United's African scout, eventually deciding to change his career path. A career path which I think a lot of Africans are grateful for, especially in Ghana. But why doesn't everybody join the Right to Dream Academy? Unfortunately, it just isn't that simple. The RTD hold recruitment tournaments in which they invite locals to try out for, most commonly, their youngest team. The majority of students join at the age of 11. 75 recruitment tournaments are held, with roughly 25,000 children showing interest. And from this, a total of 18 scholarships are offered. These 18 scholarships are then given a 5-year contract for the academy. We will look at some of the graduates a bit further on, but now let's fast forward to 2010s. I reckon the next steps in the RTD journey, going European. The Right to Dream expanded to Denmark. In 2016, founder Tom Vernon acquired FC Nordsjælland, a Danish Superliga club, one that a lot of football manager players will be very aware of with their incredible youth academy. And this is down to the RTD. Vernon's vision was to use the Danish club alongside the Right to Dream Academy. Players from the RTD, after graduating, now had an opportunity to move to Denmark as they began their transition into professional football. Not only has this brought success for the RTD, but Northshaland have also seen the benefits. They too have seen an increase in potential youth players, with notable names now playing in top European leagues. After expanding to Europe, the future looked bright for the Right to Dream and the scholars that were accepted. In 2021, the scope of the project grew so much more, whether that be negatively if you ask some people, or positively if you ask others. The Mansour Group acquired a majority stake in the RTD, investing $120 million. This shifted the Academy from a non-governmental organization to a global enterprise under corporate ownership. Now, it has made the Academy larger, but it might have sold its soul a little bit. You make your own minds up if that's a good thing. Again, you could say the Mansour Group have come in and taken away from something that was loved and adored by Africans, but since the takeover, the Mansour Group have only looked to expand the project. Perhaps the humble roots may have been uplifted, but the goals do still remain the same. The Right to Dream expanded further with the opening of the Egypt Academy in West Cairo, another youth project allowing both boys and girls to seek opportunities in football. Not every player, though, could use the academies and go through to FC Nordsjælland in Denmark. The Mansour Group had to work around this, and with the acquisition of Tutankhamun FC, also in 2021, they had found an answer, changing the name to FC Mansour. The club is a professional women's team, and in 2024 managed to qualify for the CAF Women's Champions League for the first time. And in fact, they finished third that season. So, an academy in Ghana, a pathway in Denmark with similar academy visions, and an academy and professional women's team in Egypt. What is next for the Right to Dream? Simple, expand further. And they have done. In 2025, the San Diego FC RTD Academy officially opened. The first voyage for the RTD into North America. The academy was open to youth players between the ages of 11 and 13. San Diego FC entered the MLS in the 25-26 season for the very first time. Obviously, not enough time for the youth academy to feed players into the first team, but success was seen regardless. San Diego finished top of the Western Conference at the first attempt, with the academy now part of the RTD organisation. They can only expect to get better. As of December 25 to 2025, this is the current size of the Right to Dream, but expansions are already underway. The academy in Ghana is expected to move to a new state-of-the-art facility in 2027, with construction beginning in 26. Don't be surprised to see the organisation expand further in the years to come. And with the academies and clubs spoken about, what are these players that have been produced from the RTD? What are the big names? This is all from humble beginnings in 1999 in Ghana. And in fact, a few graduates are currently plying their trade in the Premier League. The likes of Mohamed Kudus, now at Spurs, Simon Adingra, now at Sunderland, Matthias Jensen, and Mikael Damsgaard of Brentford all came through the academy and have reached the highest level of the game. Kamaldeen Suleiman currently plays for Serie A side Atalanta, and Mohamed Diamande is playing for Rangers in the Scottish Prem, with Danish international Andreas Skov Olsen also coming through the academy at Nordsjælland, and he now plays in the Bundesliga for VfL Wolfsburg. So some big name players there, some big name Africans, some important stalwarts of the Danish squad over the years. The future looks bright for the RTD. In 2024, Egypt's academy saw its first graduates, with San Diego's academy still needing a couple of years to see some graduates with their very new project. Of course, we focus on the football, but it should be stated that the academies also develop academic skills. Several of the graduates from the RTD swap football for academics. The achievements of all the RTD graduates can be seen on the website because some of them have gone on to make some incredible careers out of themselves. I think there was one in aerospace engineering as well. So it shows the possibilities that its academy has academically as well as sporting wise. So what started as a project that focused on giving underprivileged Ghanaian footballers an opportunity in the game has transformed into a global institution for football and academics. Yeah, now owned by the Mansour Group, which takes away the feel-good story that ever so slightly. At least the mission remains the same. Give opportunities and allow youngsters to flourish on and off the pitch. And there goes the final whistle on this podcast. If you enjoyed the story, please leave a 5-star rating on the episode or leave a comment on how we can improve. For more stories, there's a whole back catalogue on Spotify if you look for Niche Football Podcast with some special guests along the way, with some more coming up soon. You can also check out some more articles over on the website, nichefootballjournalism.co.uk, and you can check out the socials at Niche Football Pod. I have been your host, Cavan, and I'll see you at the next kickoff.